What if the moment you waited for your entire life just slipped away? A stadium full of fans, one perfect cross, and Cristiano Ronaldo seconds away from the goal that would have sealed his legacy. But instead, silence. This is the story of the day he missed, and how that miss changed everything. The whistle that changed everything. It was supposed to be just another game. A midweek fixture, away from home, nothing major riding on it. But for Ronaldo, it felt like something more. He had been in form, scoring, assisting, dazzling. And tonight, he wanted to prove he could carry a team, even when everything around him was shaky. The pitch was rough, the crowd hostile, and the referee already looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. From the first whistle, Ronaldo was targeted. Every touch he took was met with a kick, a push, a shove. But he didn't complain. He rarely did. He just kept going. Then came the moment. 34th minute. The ball dropped near the edge of the box. Ronaldo took it on the bounce, one touch to control, one to lift it past the defender. Then, with his left foot, he volleyed it. Clean. Straight into the top corner. The net rippled. The stadium froze for a half-second. Then erupted. His teammates, the traveling fans, even the manager jumped off the bench. But the whistle had already blown. Offside. That's what the linesman signaled. But no one understood how. Ronaldo was at least a full step behind the last defender. Replays would later show it. Commentators would argue about it for days. But on the pitch, in that moment, none of that mattered. The goal was erased. He didn't argue. Didn't even raise his hands. He just looked at the linesman for a second, one long second. Then walked back, head high, jaw clenched. It wasn't just a goal. It was the goal. A moment of magic, gone. Not because it didn't happen, but because someone decided not to see it. And for Ronaldo, that was the spark. He didn't stop playing. He exploded. By halftime, he had created 3 chances. In the second half, he assisted once, hit the post, and drew a penalty. They won 2-1. But nobody talked about the victory. Everyone talked about the goal that never counted. It ended up on highlight reels. Fans uploaded it from shaky phone videos. Even the opposing goalkeeper admitted after the match, that goal was real. It was art. It should have stood. But Ronaldo? He said nothing. He went home, rewatched the clip, then turned the screen off. And wrote in his notebook, "You can't erase what the world already saw." The night the stadium turned. The match after the ghost goal was at home. Expectations were strange. Fans didn't know whether to cheer louder, protest the injustice, or stay quiet and wait. The buzz around Ronaldo had only grown. Everyone had seen the clip. Everyone had an opinion. But Ronaldo? He hadn't said a word. As he stepped onto the pitch that night, something felt different. There was a kind of silence in the stadium, not the quiet of disinterest, but of tension, of people holding their breath. Even the usual chants had a sharper edge. Like the crowd was waiting, almost daring him to do it again. From kickoff, Ronaldo was electric. Not flashy for the sake of it, but precise. Efficient. Focused like a sniper. The ball clung to his feet like it didn't want to leave. Every move, every pass, every shot, it felt like he was answering a question only he could hear. In the 23rd minute, he made his move. He picked up the ball near the halfway line. A feint. A quick turn. 2 defenders gone. The crowd stood. He cut in, beat a third, then a fourth. The keeper came out. Time slowed. He didn't shoot. He passed. Simple, clean, to a teammate running behind. Tap in. Goal. And still, no celebration. No arms raised. No smile. Just a jog back to the center circle, eyes scanning, mind already 10 steps ahead. At halftime, his coach pulled him aside. "You okay?" Ronaldo nodded once. "They're watching." That was all he said. In the second half, he scored one. Then another. Then assisted again. 4-0 final. The stadium that started in silence ended in chaos, fans chanting his name, holding signs that read, "We saw it too." After the match, a reporter asked if he felt vindicated. He looked into the camera and simply said, "Not yet." The clip went viral. And just like that, the narrative shifted. It wasn't just about a disallowed goal anymore. It was about what came after. About a player who refused to let a single moment define him. Who used it as fuel. And the world? They were now watching even closer. The game he played with eyes closed. The away game in Seville was supposed to be a routine league match. A mid-table team. An easy win. But Ronaldo arrived at the stadium with headphones in, hood up, face unreadable. Something was off. Even his teammates noticed, quieter than usual, more withdrawn. But when the whistle blew, none of it showed. He didn't just play. He painted. Every touch, every pass, every movement, it was like he could see the game before it happened. As if the ball moved not because he kicked it, but because he willed it. The opposing team tried man marking. Then doubling up. Then fouling. Nothing worked. By the 30th minute, he had 2 goals and an assist. By halftime, he had the stadium booing their own team. But still, no smile. No celebration. Just eyes, focused like a storm brewing behind them. In the locker room, his teammates joked, trying to lighten the mood. Ronaldo didn't respond. He sat, towel over his shoulders, staring at the floor. Then, out of nowhere, he spoke. "Everything's clearer when they doubt you." Nobody replied. What could they say? Second half. He didn't slow down. Another goal. This one from distance, outside the box, no setup, just pure instinct. The keeper didn't even dive. He just stood and watched. Like the ball had already made up its mind. The crowd began clapping. Not sarcastic. Not polite. Real applause. For the opponent. For him. The commentators ran out of ways to describe it. Masterclass, one said. Poetry, another. But none of it captured the truth, that Ronaldo wasn't playing the game, he was redefining it. After the final whistle, the coach walked up to him. That was unreal. Ronaldo just nodded. They still don't believe it. The day he didn't want to play. It was supposed to be a celebration. Final match of the season. The stadium was packed. Flags, chants, flares, everything. The air was thick with anticipation. But behind closed doors, Ronaldo sat in silence, lacing up his boots slower than ever before. He hadn't trained properly all week. Not because of injury. Not even fatigue. He was tired in a different way. Mentally. Emotionally. Nobody knew, but a letter had arrived that morning. From his mother. Nothing dramatic. Just words. Simple ones. About how she missed him. About how she hoped he was okay. About how proud she was, no matter what. He read it twice. Folded it. Put it in his locker. But couldn't shake it. Because for all the trophies, the goals, the fame, there were still days he felt like a boy from Madeira. Still days he missed home, the streets, the ocean, the way the world felt smaller then. And today was one of those days. The coach noticed something. You alright? He asked before kickoff. Ronaldo nodded. Yeah. It wasn't a lie. But it wasn't the whole truth either. First half? He was there. Physically. Ran the plays. Took the shots. But something was missing. The usual fire wasn't in his eyes. Just a flicker. Halftime. The locker room was quiet. Nobody dared say it, but everyone felt it. He wasn't himself. Then, just before they headed back out, someone turned on a small TV in the corner. Live feed. Crowd shots. And there, somehow, in the chaos, his mother. In the stands. Alone. Hands clasped. Watching. He froze. The crowd that knew before he did. He didn't remember how he got to the tunnel. 1 second he was raising his arms, already turning to celebrate. The next, there was a shrill whistle, a hand in the air, and his goal, was gone. Offside, they said. But he knew. Everyone knew. It wasn't. The footage would later show he was a full yard behind the defender. Even the opposing team looked confused when the ref made the call. But it didn't matter. The scoreboard never changed. And that was the only truth that counted. In the locker room, he didn't speak. Not to the coach. Not to his teammates. Not even to the staff who tried to console him. He just sat there, soaked in sweat, still breathing heavy, his boots caked in mud. He didn't untie them. Outside, fans were already chanting his name. Not just his own team's fans. Everyone. Even the home crowd. Because they had seen it. Because they knew they had witnessed something undeniable, even if the score didn't. He walked out of the stadium hours later, hood up, headphones in, trying to block it all out. The media waited, lights flashing like warning signs. He didn't stop. He didn't speak. He got into the car and stared straight ahead. But the noise followed him. Not the noise of criticism. The other kind. People weren't talking about the mistake. They were talking about the moment. Clips of the goal went viral. Analysts froze the frame again and again. The slow motion captured the brilliance, the positioning, the timing, the instinct. Every angle showed the same thing. Ronaldo had scored a goal that wasn't counted, but some moments break you. Others rebuild you. For Ronaldo, that miss wasn't the end, it was the spark. A reminder that even legends bleed, stumble, and rise again. If this story moved you, subscribe for more untold moments from the life of Cristiano Ronaldo. The journey's far from over.